You know, my son King, he's a passionate young man.
Very passionate.
Yeah, and he has some tumultuous times.
Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son.
So, like, let the world know about you for people that don't know who you are.
What I like to tell people is, if I'm the ugliest in this world, what that make you?
Looks like the Harris family drama just exploded to a whole new level. T.I., the so-called king of the South, is back in the spotlight, but not for his music, not for his hustles, and not even for beef. This time, it's all eyes on his son, King Harris, and the chaos has the internet completely lit. The latest rumors, pure madness. A batch of leaked photos just hit the web, and they've set social media on fire. Word on the street is T.I. might be completely done with his own son over this mess. Now fans are asking, has T.I. finally hit his breaking point, or is there something even more scandalous brewing in the background? King Harris, still out here trying to build up his name, just became a young father. He welcomed a baby with Big Nana, his much older girlfriend, and from the jump, people were giving that relationship serious side-eye. But now, with a newborn in the mix and fresh drama dropping every other week, the temperature is off the charts. Controversy doesn't just follow King, it practically moved in with him. Now the internet is buzzing heavy with wild claims. People are whispering about an alleged leaked tape that supposedly shows King living a double life. Some are even claiming he's been entertaining a whole different side behind closed doors. And here's where it gets even messier. Certain sources are pushing a theory that the entire pregnancy with Big Nana might have been a cover-up to hide his real personal life. The second that theory hit social media, folks started pulling receipts, connecting dots, and pointing out every little detail that doesn't quite match up. And now, nothing about this story feels simple anymore. That huge age gap between King and Big Nana had people giving them the side-eye from day one. But now, with these fresh bombshell claims flying around, their whole relationship is sitting under a microscope. Even when T.I. first broke the news that King was expecting a baby, folks couldn't ignore that his energy felt off. Instead of showing that proud dad glow, fans swear T.I. looked low-key disappointed, maybe even suspicious. And now comes the real twist. As if the whispers about King's secret lifestyle weren't enough, TikTok just tossed straight gasoline on this fire. A viral video is blowing up claiming King might not even be the baby's biological father.
But should have King did a DNA test from the jump? Soon as that baby dropped, they should have got a DNA test. Or you can still do a DNA test while the baby is still in the womb.
Tiny and T.I.'s son King was not the father of that girl child. They did all that, had that big baby shower, all that maternity shoot. He ain't even the pappy.
Yep, you heard it. The baby might not even be his. This new angle has fans spinning like crazy, turning this from your typical family drama into something straight out of a wild reality show. Word is, T.I. was heated after a supposed paternity test hinted King might have been raising another man's child. Now, it's not just about King's wild choices. T.I. is allegedly trying to wrap his head around the idea that his own son might have been played, but just when it feels like the drama can't get any messier, boom, it does. Tiny Harris, King's mom, jumped in ready for battle. In true Tiny style, she posted a festive family pic with her new grandson and clapped back hard in the caption, telling fans not to fall for the internet lies, brushing it all off as nothing more than clickbait noise. And Tiny, she wasn't finished. She even hinted she's ready to educate a few people out here spreading lies. Her message couldn't have been clearer. This family is not here for the slander. Then King's big sister, Zanique Pullins, stepped in and tossed her own spice into the mix. She hit Twitter with straight sarcasm asking, what street this word come off of? Chili? Yeah, she actually said that, but here's the thing. Even with the Harris crew riding hard for King, a lot of fans still aren't buying the story. Because let's keep it real. When drama starts stacking up this fast, people start connecting the dots. Between the paternity rumors, the leaked photos, and the whispers about King's alleged hidden lifestyle, it's all hitting at once. To some, it feels way too coordinated to be a coincidence. Fans are side-eyeing hard, wondering if something much bigger is going down behind the scenes. The whispers are getting louder, and now people are asking if T.I. and Tiny are scrambling, not just to shut down gossip, but to protect King's secrets. With everything spiraling online, folks can't help but wonder, did the Harris family already know those tapes and allegations were coming, and are they trying to do damage control before it all blows wide open? The leaked pics, the paternity buzz, and that strange vibe around King's relationship with Big Nana have fans looking at the whole situation with serious suspicion. Some folks are now claiming the whole setup, King dating Big Nana, becoming a young dad, might have been part of a bigger scheme. A full-blown distraction to keep the public from peeking too deep into his real preferences.
Make the holidays. Yeah. Probably like 7, 8 pounds.
And let's not pretend this is new, and when rumors start stacking like this, the questions never stop. If the Harris family did know leaked footage was on the way, were they working overtime to shield King from the blowback, or just crossing their fingers, praying the storm would pass? Now here's where things get even twistier. Kodak Black's old comments just came roaring back into the spotlight. Flashback to 2019, during his beef with T.I., Kodak went way past petty on Instagram Live. He didn't just aim shots at T.I., he straight up hurled homophobic slurs at T.I.'s sons. Back then it felt wild, reckless, and totally out of pocket. But now some are revisiting those words and asking, was Kodak just being messy for attention, or was he low-key hinting at something deeper behind the scenes? Kodak literally said, "You should have made one of your little effer sons write a rap." At the time, people brushed it off as classic Kodak trolling. But looking at today's chaos, it's starting to feel like he might have been dropping clues. Was that a warning shot? Let's break it down. Kodak wasn't just clowning T.I.'s bars or disrespecting Tiny, who he called Piggy. He made it personal by dragging T.I.'s sons right into it. And now, with leaked tapes, rumors, paternity doubts, and whispers about King's hidden lifestyle flooding the internet, Kodak's old words hit way different. At the time, it all felt like typical rap beef talk, wild, petty, and over the top, but now it's starting to sound like Kodak might have been dropping hints that nobody caught, and here's the kicker. The timing lines up almost too perfectly. That whole Kodak versus T.I. feud blew up in 2019, right after Kodak made those disrespectful comments about Lauren London following Nipsey Hussle's tragic death. T.I. clapped back, telling Kodak to fix his words expeditiously. That's when the gloves came off. Kodak fired back with some of his most personal and cutting shots. He mocked, baby him, let him go through it, and took aim straight at King Harris. But here's the part that hits different now. All of this went down years before today's King Harris chaos ever hit the blogs. So if Kodak knew something back then, was he taking a calculated jab, confident those secrets would eventually spill into the streets? Was it all hiding in plain sight? Looking back, Kodak's comments feel less like random trolling and more like a coded warning we all slept on. He openly mocked King and dropped lines that today sound way too close to the truth. And what makes this sting even more, it's not just about Kodak's words, it's about how the Harris family handled it. Sure, T.I. clapped back with a diss track, but he never directly addressed those slurs against his sons. That silence had people whispering. Was T.I. avoiding pouring gasoline on a fire he couldn't control? So now fans are connecting dots. Could Kodak, in his chaotic way, have been spilling truths the Harris family was desperate to bury? And if so, why did nobody take him seriously back then? Back then, maybe everyone was too busy locked into the Kodak versus T.I. beef to catch what was really hiding between the lines. But now, one thing's crystal clear. The timeline from Kodak's shots in 2019 to the explosive leaks in 2024 paints a picture of a family trapped in a storm of secrets, shade, and serious public pressure. The Harris crew might be in full damage control mode right now, but let's be real, the internet never forgets. And when you bury something deep, it has a way of clawing its way right back to the surface. So here's the question everyone's asking. How did so many people miss the signs? From the outside looking in, King Harris looked like he had it all: money, fame, and a family that always had his back. But behind the Instagram filters and flashy reality show moments, the truth was way messier than anyone imagined. Recently, King dropped a bombshell confession that's got fans questioning everything they thought they knew. Turns out, his childhood was nothing like the polished picture we saw on T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle. Forget the mansion, the big family dinners, and that perfect on-screen vibe. King says he actually grew up at his grandma's house. According to him, they'd come get me from my grandma's house for filming, and right after the camera stopped rolling, I'd go right back. That flips the entire narrative. Behind the scenes, King was mostly raised without T.I. being a steady father figure in his day-to-day life. Now, with all the rumors swirling about his identity, private life, and relationships, fans are starting to wonder, did that distance play a part in all this? Without that daily guidance, maybe King never had the space to truly open up, process, or even understand himself. And now that the truth is spilling out, it's clear his real upbringing was nothing like the perfect celebrity image the cameras tried to sell. Sure, King's grandmother may have been loving, but let's be real, she wasn't equipped to guide him through the pressure cooker of growing up in the spotlight as T.I.'s son. Fame, constant scrutiny, and zero room for mistakes. That's a brutal combo for anybody, but for a teenager, it's a recipe for disaster. Over the years, King's name kept popping up in controversy after controversy, from that viral one-chip challenge stunt involving a homeless man to the internet dragging him over his extreme dental makeover. Every move seemed wilder than the last, and instead of finding his footing, King just kept sinking deeper into public chaos. Then came the moment that had people really shaking their heads. King straight up challenged the late rapper Julio Fulio to a boxing match. Some called it a desperate clout grab. Others saw it as proof he was hooked on drama. Either way, the message was clear. He was stepping into dangerous lanes without thinking twice. For someone raised without a steady foundation or strong guidance, these choices didn't just look rebellious, they looked like cries for direction. Then there was the viral mini-mart shouting match, caught on camera yelling at an employee, acting entitled and completely out of control. Social media lit him up, proving even the smallest situations could explode into chaos with him.
I know you. I know you. Shut up. I know you. Ain't no mystery, baby. I know you know. Man, I know you know. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you let somebody play with me like this?
But the breaking point, the NFL headlock incident. At a game, King clashed with fans yelling he was standing on business. Things got heated fast, so fast that T.I. had to physically restrain his own son, putting him in a headlock in front of the entire crowd. That scene said it all. King was spiraling and T.I. was struggling to keep him from going completely off the rails. And it didn't stop there. King ended up getting arrested after police allegedly found grass in his car. And to make it worse, he'd been out here filming music videos, flashing weapons, piling more heat onto an already messy reputation. Both Boosie and T.I. spoke up, Boosie warning King to get it together before it's too late, while T.I. seemed caught in the middle, torn between being a loving father and laying down the law. From petty beefs to legal run-ins, King Harris's life is starting to look like a ticking time bomb. Each headline paints the same picture: a young man lost in the chaos, chasing identity, but taking all the wrong turns. And with every new move, the weight of growing up under the spotlight is getting harder to hide. Is this a cry for help or just the fallout from having no real boundaries at home? Either way, the signs are right there. Even King's clapbacks reveal the toll, like when he snapped, "If I'm the ugliest mother ever in this world, what that make you?" You can hear years of online hate and a lack of emotional support behind that frustration. Now, with leaked photos and fresh whispers about King's alleged down-low lifestyle, the family's reaction is raising even more eyebrows. Tiny recently posted festive family pics, but some say it wasn't just to celebrate, it was to distract.
So, I want to say congratulations to King and Nana on their first baby. My first grandson. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. And I helped them name him because he's a junior.
Critics are now questioning whether the Harris family is offering real support or just covering up the mess. Tiny quickly brushed off the rumors, calling them clickbait and questioning how anyone could claim to know their family's truth. The internet wasn't buying it. Many believe it was a calculated diversion, especially as talk of King's preferences and leaked content started catching serious fire online. Looking at the full picture, King's rough upbringing, the non-stop controversies, and the rumors swirling like a storm, it's clear this is way deeper than just chasing clout. Growing up without T.I. consistently in the picture and with a reality show painting a polished fantasy for the public, King's real struggles may have slipped right past the cameras. Behind the scenes, was the Harris family too busy protecting their image to see what was really going on with him? Or are they only now scrambling to save face as the spotlight burns hotter than ever? And that leads to the biggest question: why would T.I. seemingly turn his back on his own son? Well, for starters, King's behavior has become a major liability. From messy feuds and attention-grabbing stunts to legal trouble, he's become a walking headline, outings, and not the kind that boosts your brand. For a man like T.I., who's built his name around respect, authority, and control, King's reckless moves might have finally crossed the line. Then there's the elephant in the room, that long-standing rumor that King might not even be T.I.'s biological son. Tiny has been loud and clear about shutting that down, calling it pure clickbait and standing firm behind her family. But let's be real, the whispers haven't stopped. If anything, they've only made the story feel more suspicious.
There's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a week.
The fact that King spent most of his childhood at his grandmother's house instead of under the same roof as T.I. and Tiny, yeah, that's just added more fire to the speculation. Critics can't help but wonder, was that distance just bad parenting, or is there something deeper that's never been said out loud? Could those paternity whispers explain why T.I. and King never seemed fully bonded, or is it just another messy chapter in a family already drowning in drama? Between King's wild controversies, the leaked pics, the paternity questions, and the chatter about his preferences, it's easy to see why T.I. might feel forced to step back. Whether it's brand protection or pure frustration, the gap between father and son is only getting wider. So now we gotta ask, did the Harris family drop the ball on King's upbringing, or is King simply rebelling like some young men do? Could that paternity rumor be the real tension point, or is his own behavior pushing T.I. away? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a drop. The next video goes even deeper than this, and trust me, you do not want to miss it.